This is Sports Zone. It's live on Joy Prime every Monday, 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. We've got the best analysis of all of the weekend sports in action, the best fan. This is your best Monday night sports show. It's not even a competition. It's number one. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And it's number one thanks to you, our viewers, who make this a great show, as well as these two gentlemen in the studio. Switch off Philip Achrim and Daniel Cranton, the two of them wearing uniform. What are you chatting about? Guys, we are live on television. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, bro.
Hey. Yeah, I'm sitting right here.
How much did you pay?
To my baba.
So you knew what we were talking about.
You're a very foolish boy.
I don't know.
It's not easy about. You laugh how you cry. Somebody give me tissue. Look at this boy.
No, the guy's border. I don't notice him. I don't notice. He didn't enjoy. I see some edges. Oh man! Oh no!
You see some haircut day. If they give you the haircut, if they buff for not touch your hair, because if you touch your hair, you won't get it. So as I go bath, I for tie the thing. You have.
I guess some programs they if they go. It cuts in hair, no, they go.
That's it.
Because the barbers do then get some spray or something.
Yes.
Yeah. If they spray, they make your heart.
They make you day the way
it day. If you don't know, when you go brush or comb out, you
don't get them like that again.
Bro, you don't go again.
If the same thing now I do. Oh, no. I left the barber shop, no, I go break my fast. Where I go, I tie my hair, I go back.
No trouble.
I wipe myself, finish my commercial. I finish now, they can't wait.
The
guy didn't like champ. Yeah, below. Charlie.
Oh, what a holiday.
It's the end of a long weekend.
Yeah.
The laughs are merited. How are you guys?
Very well.
You have a good Easter?
Of course.
Yeah. Your wife took very good care of you.
Look at me.
I can see.
Thank you.
I can see. Yeah. This man too.
Oh, yes. Lovely Easter. Yes. Spent most of the time with the family. Old boy, old girl, brothers, sisters, and our wives. So, yeah. We loved it.
That's amazing, yeah? A long weekend is an opportunity for you to spend some time with some family members, okay? So let them go and visit them or let them come and visit. It's important, okay? Bond, right? This is not the time to import some girl from Kumasi.
Charlie.
Very specific.
Well, because
I've not mentioned somebody's name.
No, I mean, this is a table of married men, so you've left us out of that conversation.
Yeah. That's for
Karim and Co.
Have you not noticed? Didn't you notice that when I was going to say that, I looked to the camera? Yeah. I didn't look in this direction.
It's going into talking to somebody.
Yes. I know you are a responsible man.
And it's a very specific.
Yes.
Karim and
some girl belong to the same table. Anyway, guys, I hope when you gathered this weekend, your drink of choice was obviously Hunters, okay? It's the family drink of choice for all the adult gathering this Easter. And I'm sure that you made that a big part of the family's drinks. Hunters always with very refreshing flavors, and you can get a Hunters bottle anywhere, any supermarket. Just insist on it, and you will get it. And if you want to take it a notch higher, big boy level, big boy drinks, then of course you know Johnny Walker is the way to go. All right, and you always make sure that it's a constant feature in that adult gathering. Of course, when people over 18 gather, you know where to go. Syntex tank, obviously, when you stay at home for as long as we have during these past 4 days, you need water. You use a lot of water. If some people that I know show you something, your Syntex tank will come in handy. And that's why everybody needs a Syntex tank. If you're building a new project, or even if you have an old project and you're looking for water storage system, make sure that you get a Syntex tank. Okay, they have branches nationwide, over 300 branches in all. So you can just call them and they'll deliver to you. You can check them out on their social media at SyntexGH, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then you can place your order. Syntex tank, strong, tough. All right, guys, let's talk about something very important. We're going to start here. Dreams FC, without wasting much time, they went to Mali, Bamako, and did something amazing. All right, they became the first Ghanaian club to win an away fixture in any CAF competition from the group stages to the knockout rounds for the first time since two things. Since 2002, when Kotoko went and beat AS Police by 3-2 in the second leg of that CAF Winners' Cup. The first leg had ended 4-0 in Kumasi. Kotoko went there and beat them by 3-2 to complete an aggregate victory of 7-2. All right? Went to the final, lost to Weda. I don't want to talk about that final because I remember it like yesterday. And then before that was Harsefuk, when they also beat Esperance by 1-0 in the first leg of their CAF 2000 Champions League final. At that time, the final was 2 legs. Okay, now the final is still 2 legs. But at that time, when it first started, it was 2 legs. Okay, Harsefuk also went there, won by 1-0, and then won the return leg here in Accra as well. Now, that is a long time. 22 years since Kotoko's victory, 24 years since Harsefuk victory. No Ghanaian club had done it until yesterday. Dreams FC, a club that was only formed less than 15 years ago.
And it's not something that you can say is by fluke. They've actually played very good football.
Absolutely.
They've been really good in this competition. And just to borrow Citro's words, look, the fact that you look at, yes, it's a first leg tie, but they are 2-1 coming at home.
Yeah.
They've had a fantastic record at home throughout this competition.
Yes.
And Dreams FC are on the verge of making a semi-final of the Cup Confederation Cup.
It's unbelievable.
The last time when they made it out of the group, we were singing their praise. But I don't think people have really understood the effect of this feat. Because look, we are talking about Hearts Kotoko, who have not reached this stage since when? We've
2000.
Look, it's been ages since we've even had a club in the knockout stages. We celebrated having 2 teams in both the CAF Champions League and the Confederation Cup. And now the debutants, the ones who have never ever been to Africa, on literally their first time appearing in the competition, are on the verge of reaching a semi-final. So it's a huge thing. But I just hope that they don't lose concentration. There's still a job to do. Stade Malien, a team with a lot of pedigree. I'm sure they've seen several situations like this, and they themselves will be fancying themselves against an inexperienced.
Well, it's not impossible for them to go away and win
at all. It's not
so
impossible.
They still have a job to finish.
Dreams will have to keep focus. Remember what happened in the last group game where they were lucky.
They needed a
People
result to
literally
go there.
won their only game to send them through. So these things will happen. They still need to keep concentration, and hopefully they get over the line.
But friends, to even put this in proper context, it's crazy what Dreams FC are doing, and it's massive credit to them because the Ghana Premier League, it's not even one of the strongest on the continent.
Yeah.
So think of it as maybe it's in Europe and a league from Switzerland or Slovakia or maybe Moldova or Slovakia.
Yeah.
They've got one team that didn't even finish in its top 4, qualifying to Europe via winning their cup competition and reaching the semi-final or on the verge of reaching the semi-final of the Europa League. It's madness, really, in football terms. And that is why they deserve every credit that they get. But of course, there's still work to be done. And with the guidance of Karim, due to the experience of the others in and around the team, I think that they'll be focused. And listen, we can reach them all the best. As their name suggests, may they continue to dream of dreams.
Absolutely. And you're not going to believe this. Dreams FC are 2 points above the relegation zone.
Yeah.
In the Ghana Premier
And
League.
they've got matches in hand.
One
game in hand.
One game in hand. So it's not
They've
like
not really
they've got
been good in the league.
Yeah. So it's not like they've got So Shadow and squad. You need to watch out on the league.
That one will take them into the top half.
Yeah,
That's true,
that.
because it's really that close.
Imagine if Dreams go on to win the club competition, African club competition, and relegated in Ghana.
Yeah.
It won't happen.
What a story.
You know, the only thing I'm just going to say is that, and I think Sicho mentioned it, listen, is it Daniel, that it's not by fluke that Dreams FC are doing as well as they're doing, okay? They've done really good work. One of the best work they've done is the recruitment. And the John Enchi example is a great one. He's a very experienced player. In fact, John Enchi is the highest foreign goal scorer in the history of the Egyptian league.
Yeah.
with 100 goals. There was one point when Ket Okreku went ballistic on social media condemning Akwesi Appiah for not calling John Entry, because that's how good he was at the time. And to be fair to John Entry, at the time that he was continuously left out of the Black Stars team, there were many people, including myself, that thought that he deserved a shout.
Yeah.
He never got it. So he's a very experienced player.
The time is now?
Well, maybe.
No, but if he's living in
he's
Africa,
living. Exactly. That's
why not?
So I don't have a problem. Exactly. So if the coaches find that he can solve a goal-scoring problem.
And we don't have strikers.
We don't have strikers, so why not? But they also brought in some very good players like Godfrey Chahine. They brought in from Liberty Professionals. They got players from Tamale Steadfast, Suhini, another good player. Aziz Issa, wonderful chap, only a teenager. He's delivering. He's a top scorer for them in the CAF Confederation Cup this season. They've got Sani Mohammed, the former Hearts of Oak goalkeeper who won the Confed Cup back in 2004 or 2005, so many people like to say, as their goalkeeper's trainer. So that alone is a lot of CAF experience or CAF competition experience that they've got behind them. Zito himself is a very experienced manager. He's won trophies on the continental stage. So nothing is by fluke. And on top of that, and this one is very critical, maybe by virtue of the fact that Ket is now GFA president, you've got a lot more people that are at Dreams FC that are getting a lot more exposure outside of Ghana, with the continent, connecting a lot more with some of the biggest football clubs and some of the biggest competitions or
they've
people.
been traveling with the national team.
Exactly.
They've got a lot of
exactly. So that experience coming together, it's amazing. Even Aminu Shado himself is a beneficiary of that, my good friend. I'm sure by now he's watching.
He'll text you right now.
He texts me. But we know
he's reaping the benefits.
Becoming team manager of the Black Stars, he has a lot more exposure that he probably didn't have if he wasn't team manager of the Black Stars. And we know why he's team manager of the Black Stars.
Because he went to school for 2 years and came back to the job.
But he wasn't the only one who went to school for 2 years and came back. So that's the point.
But if he's going to school,
he's going to school and he's competent.
And he's connected and he deserves it.
Do you know how many people went to school and are competent?
They should get the connection.
Do you know how many people have gone to school and are competent and they have
not on
exactly.
But that's what I'm saying.
One person will get a job.
Only one person will get a job.
Only one person will get a job. So
and then the person, the group or the handlers
can trust.
But I just said the same point. Why are you arguing with me now?
Say you know why you get a job.
Okay, so now you explain why.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So let's move on.
Because
the people can trust him. Shadow,
the people know he can do the job.
The people can trust Shadow. I don't trust him.
Oh man, they are doing a great job.
Me, I don't trust him. Anyway, but big plaudits to them. The return leg is this Sunday. Finish the job. That's the message now. Finish the job. It's not done. 2-1 is impressive, but it's not over.
But before, is it also a case of it's not Kotoko, it's not Hearts, it's not Mediama in Takwa, and there's no pressure on them? No, is it also a case of that?
No, seriously, for the pressure, you can tell. You can tell that they are playing like they have nothing to lose.
That's the point.
Yeah, and it's a good thing.
And truly,
it's a good thing.
They've already overachieved, to be fair.
Factor,
if you're looking for a true definition of achieving, this is it.
Yeah. They've overachieved. Not the one that the SQ and the GFO is saying.
Maybe he foresaw.
Anyway, so if you're in Kumasi, you live in Kumasi, on Sunday, go and support Dreams FC. Okay, they're making the country proud, and we are very proud of them. All right, let's look at. There was FA Cup this weekend. There was FA Cup action this weekend as well. Quarterfinal matches, and we already have our semi-finalists. Let's show you the scores. Dreams FC have an outstanding game in the FA Cup that they are yet to play, but some clubs have played their matches this very weekend. And some very interesting results all around. Benaya is sleeping on the results. There it is. He's finally decided to release them. In Shacheman, they accounted for Karela 1-0. I saw the goal. It was a really wonderful goal. And then Lagos City is also beating Bechem United by 1-0. So in Shacheman, Lagos City as well as Bofuakwatano are through to the semi-finals. The only other team to join them would be the winner of Intellectuals and Dreams FC. So that will be played a little later when Dreams FC no longer have an assignment to deal with on the African continent. All right. So that's that. As far as the FA Cup is concerned, any thoughts on it? It's good to see some new folks in there.
Yeah.
And Shatterman, they've had a decent season.
Yeah, it's been a case for a while where...
And Maxwell is a good cup coach as well.
Absolutely so. It's going to be great. It's not been... And it's a missed opportunity for Kotoko, really, because when you look at some of the teams that with great respect to them, if Kotoko had got themselves there, could have... And it's been the case for Kotoko in the last 3 seasons seasons, where in every cup game, they just seem not to get the result to go through. But it's also what the FA Cup is here in Ghana. Obia Obia. And so, yeah, it doesn't matter how huge you are, the minus in quotes could upset you.
When you look at the teams that are left, it really does look at Dreams FC.
No, they are favorites. Dreams FC are favorites. They are favorites. They are defending champions.
And when you look at their trajectory in this FA Cup, 2 seasons ago, was it the semi-final?
Semi-final,
they made,
yeah.
In fact, they made a quarter, they made a semi, they made the final,
final.
won it.
Yeah.
They are back here again. So.
Interesting. All right. We've got a lot of highlights to show you. So we need to get to Karim now, or Ghanaian players abroad, before we move into all the highlights. And Karim has been monitoring all the performance of the Ghanaian players. He's got a starting 11 here, and he'll be talking us through. Okay, we'll try and get to Karim very, very shortly, because I'm not sure something is wrong with Karim's light. There's no light on his face. So we'll get to that. But let's move on to the English Premier League, okay, and show you. Okay, are we good now with Karim? All right, Karim, what's happening? Are you good? Let's say you are good now.
Oh, I'm also good to go.
You are good to go.
Yes.
The lighting guy hates you. You came to stand there, he was letting you stand in doom.
He doesn't hate me. Maybe. I don't know what you are saying.
This guy. All right, what do you have for this week?
Sichu, let me ask you a question.
All right, sure, boy.
Like, for a player to earn a Black Stars call-up, so what does, in maybe 2-3 sentences, what does he need to do to earn a Black Stars call-up?
Play consistently and show himself to be better or as good as players he's competing with in the same position for his club. Yeah.
So, since 2017, Bernard Tekwete, he has not earned a Black Stars call-up.
Yeah.
And even in his whole career, he's earned only 2 call-ups. The last time he's played for the Black Stars was in 2017 at the AFCON. Since then, with his performances you've seen in those 7 or so years, did he deserve a shout in even a friendly game or so?
I think we've been very unfair to Bernard Tekwete. He's been one of those Ghanaian players who have been consistent for their clubs, especially even in the last 3 to 4 years. So I just thought he deserved a look-in. I mean, if he's not even going to start, looking at some of the players who have not even played enough for their clubs, I think Ghana we've been very unfair to them.
So he plays for Ludogorets in the Bulgarian league, and since 2020 he's been there, moving from Fortuna Düsseldorf since their delegation in the Bundesliga, and he has played about 74 league games there and scored 26 goals. This season he's played in the Conference League, Champions League, Europa League, and in those 3 European competitions he scored 4 goals and provided 3 assists. And in the league, if you are checking across the whole Europe for Ghanaian players, he's the 3rd Ghanaian highest scorer in Europe with 13 goals. Only 3 behind Mohamed Kudus, who is the highest, and just 2 behind Ragnar Archie, who has not yet also been capped for Ghana. And he's something like a puzzle for us now. You don't know what really he has to do to earn a Black Stars call-up. Over the weekend, he scored a game for them. They played against Plovdiv in the league, and he scored the winning goal for them, and they won 2-1. Then this guy I spoke about him, I think that is around GDA 2022. And Mohamed Gaddafi Husseini, Right Dream Academy graduate, he scored his first career hat-trick for Randers. He joined them only on loan in January. They scored hat-trick for them against Lyngby, and they won that game 6-2. Had an amazing 11 touches in the opposition box for them. Then Razak Abolora, his side, they are on a high now, going for the Moldovan League. They are leading the championship playoff table with 7 points. And Petro Cup, they won 2-0 against Dacia. And in that game, he wasn't required to do a lot, but completed 19 of the passes he attempted in that game. Then Jan Gemara, he plays for that is Nürnberg in the German Bundesliga too, and they drew 3-3 against Hertha Berlin. In that game, he won 4 over 4 tackles and also completed 6 out of 6 long balls, and he's my right back there. Then Yaya Boa plays for Columbus Crew, that is in the MLS, and he provided the assist to earn them a point against Nashville. And in that game, he created a lot of chances for them as well, which could have earned them the win. Then this interesting two of Kelvin Ofori and Samuel Gidi, who are my central midfield pairings, especially Samuel Gidi. They both played in the same game. Kelvin Ofori's Spartak Trnava, they won 1-0, and MSK Zelina, that is where Samuel Gidi plays for. He had an amazing 112 touches for them in that game and completed 82 passes. That is serious numbers there, but they lost. But if you're looking at overall his numbers, his passing game especially was really impressive. Then Mohamed Kudu, we saw him against Newcastle United. He loves playing against them. That was where his debut goal for West Ham in the Premier League came from, and he scored again and assisted. But unfortunately, they gave away the lead and lost. Then Enes Nuama plays for Lyon, and they drew 1-1 against Stade Reims, and he came off the bench in the second half to score the equalizer for them. That is the best Ghanaian players abroad exile from the weekend. And today, a lot of them scored, but we don't usually consider the Monday because it comes late. Sometimes you can't add them to the graphic. Fentu, that is it.
Fantastic. So Daniel has no comments this time around, so we'll move it on. Thank you very much, Karim. That's a wonderful presentation of Ghanaian players abroad. I'm surprised that I didn't see Alfred Duncan in there. He's retired from the national team.
So why are you surprised?
He's no longer.
But this. Okay, wait. And maybe I was not the boy at Genoa, the Suleiman guy.
Cagliari. Yeah. Played this afternoon, so he came.
Also scored.
So
a lot of games.
Talking about him, that is like his first appearance for them, over a month, an injury.
Since February, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's been injured.
Yeah. Yes, he's been injured.
He had a very good return.
Yeah. He did.
But
against his former side.
To be hard.
It has to be hard.
It has to be hard because for lots of the spells, I actually think, Osman Bukhari has been good for his club, but I don't think he has been
better
or any better than Bernard Tepete. To be
at
fair,
club level.
I think
at club level, really.
I think Tepete has been very unlucky, or maybe just intentionally overlooked.
Yeah, I think if we've not been fair to him.
I say unlucky, maybe one, because he plays in an area where Ghana is
blessed with talent.
No, we are not. What area? In the left channel?
Yeah.
No.
Is that not where Suleiman plays?
Suleiman is not better than Tepete. He hasn't been better than Tepete.
That's what I'm saying. Not necessarily better. I'm just saying that he plays.
Painful doesn't thrive in the left side. He's normally playing better on the right. I don't classify him. Even for club side, he's always operating from the right.
No, but
he
can
do both.
So where does Suleiman, Pencil, Bukhari, Koningstorfer? I'm saying
we have a pool who are not necessarily better than him, and over the time, he needs to get a look in. Because when Koningstorfer has come
that I agree.
Absolutely. So
I agree.
Very unfair to him, and even for him, he adds a lot of goals to his game from that side. And also creates a lot of chances from there.
He can even deputize in the central
area. So there's more to his
when
game
he
than
first came into the picture. We thought he
came as a striker, though.
Yeah.
And to be fair to me, he started out as a striker, and then later on polished his game as a wide player. But he's since not been given the opportunity to show what he can do for the Black Stars. So let's see what the future holds for him.
All right, very interesting. So Bernard Tepete definitely deserves a look in. Like Karim said, he's the third highest goal scorer of any Ghanaian player in Europe this season. Okay, only 2 goals behind, was it 3 goals behind Mohamed Kudus. So, and this is a national team bereft of goal scorers. So certainly at some point, he does deserve a look in, no doubt. It's not that anybody is saying he must be in the team and must play, but he must be tried to see if he can solve that goal-scoring problem. And that's why the national friendlies like this nature, when they didn't call a lot of new players, a lot of us were very upset because it was looking more like a missed opportunity. But they listened and handed late call-ups to quite a number of them.
Yeah, forcing one.
Yes, who joined the squad. So they need to, unfortunately, there's not a lot of time to continue to try new players because now every game is a must-win game, if you like, because a crucial World Cup or AFCON qualifiers. So we'll see. But that's why the people are paid the money to do the job that they're doing. Hopefully they find the right solutions to get the national team back to where we all want to see it. We will take a short break. When we come back, I've got your messages, and then we'll zoom straight to EPL and show you quite a number of highlights from there. Mohamed Kudus himself is high-flying, and his tussle with the ball boy at Newcastle is one that you should be on the holder for. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Sports Zone on Joy Prime. We're live from 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. showing you the biggest sporting highlights from the weekend. My name is Fencho Tahir Fencho. Welcome to the show. Sicho for Philip Achimenda and Granting. I'm my guest in here. I've got some of your messages before we start showing you the highlights from the EPL. I've got this message here that says, I'm Prosper from Tamale. Please, is it true that our Black Stars captain, Andrea Ayew, is retiring from the national team? Please confirm for me. I have not seen that anywhere. I have not seen that piece of news anywhere, so I beg you.
Be careful what you believe today. Today was April Fool, so.
Yes, this message says, it says, good evening, Fen. Thanks for always making our Monday evening special with this lovely program. Chelsea will beat United on Thursday. Good evening to all members of Good News Bible Church in China for a successful Easter conversion at China. Castro Steve from China with that message, Daniel Cranton's best friend. Happy Easter and happy New Month to you guys. I hope the tone in Fencho's hair is Chelsea make an improvement in the tournament. Dicardi as Fintex. Dicardi, it will not help them. Okay, the team, Ayaka is finished. Thank you. Good evening. I'm Adams, watching you live from Oyibidodowa Road. In fact, yesterday when I watched teams versus Stade Malien, the quality of the pitch, I wonder if any of our pitches can meet the standard, unless CAF give us a favor. This country, we are not doing football. We are football lovers. Mother Ghana is far behind. And he says, thanks for your good works. This message says, greetings to you all in the studio. Kudos to Dreams FC for winning away from home, but not happy because Chelsea that I support disgraced me over the weekend. You know something? I was trying to stop being a fan, but always find myself behind the TV watching them play. That's Francis Ebena inside Usu with that message. Both of us. Oscar from Ashaman says, the EPL is all in our hands now. You never walk alone. Interesting. Clearly a Liverpool fan. Then Olasea Mankwa says, special good evening to you and your pundits. I still don't get it when people want to belittle how Arsenal managed the game against City yesterday. For a team to amass 4 points out of 6 from Man City this season is remarkable. I think they will compete with every blood in them till the end of the season. I pray they win the league so that my namesake, Daniel, is vindicated. Interesting. This message says, hi guys, welcome back. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to you. It's always joyful watching you guys. I can't afford to always miss Sports Zone. Joseph from Bande. And he says hi to Karim. Joseph, thank you for your message. And I'm sure Karim has heard your shout. Good evening, bro. Thank you for the good work there. But trust me, Dreams FC are doing fantastic in this competition. And with their determination and teamwork, they will do surprises. Zito and his boys have really done well. And he has shown that he's a development coach. Nuru in Sawam sent us that message. Jimbilia, this message is from Jimbilia Dimabashiru, watching you live in Takwa. Jimbilia is from Vambwe, my village. I'm really enjoying the show. We really enjoyed your commentary in the African games. Keep the fire burning. We are so proud of you. All right. Thank you very much, my brother. This one says, last 2 weeks, Daniel Cranton was confident Arsenal was going to win the league and that they will start by beating Man City. Please ask him if he still believes Arsenal will win the league. Salasi sent us that message from Elmina. I'll ask him after I show the Arsenal highlights. This message says, hey guys, I'm Abdul Rauf, a.k.a. your fellows from Bole Bamboy. I respect your professional works. Okay, thank you very much. We also respect your professional viewing. A nice one. Sicho.
No, do you know why I'm laughing?
Why?
Do you know that best out? That was the exact response
You were going to give.
I said in my head. Like, as soon as you finish saying professional, I was like, oh yeah, we also appreciate your professional view. Then, you drop out.
Yes, that's right. Great minds think alike. I mean, Boza. This was the 3 seniors. I'm Omega 1 from Echimata Kradi. Dreams FC are going straight to the final of the CAF Confederation Cup. Say a big amen to that.
Hey, yeah.
Thank you.
Forward to that.
It's good for Ghana football if they can do it. Good evening. I'm watching you live from Ningwa. Please, Mbappe staying at PSG. That's from Jai. Hey, Jai, have you been hiding under a rock? Mbappe staying at PSG. The guy has announced that he's leaving. But where he's going is the problem. But PSG there is leaving them. So whether he goes to Real Madrid, that's another matter. Looks like it's happening. Can you imagine? He says, I'm shoe size from Lamty. Your name is Shoe Size from Lamty. I'm really enjoying the show. Okay, interesting. Thank you very much. Keep the messages coming. The number is on your screen. I'll read some more after I show you some highlights because we've got a lot of highlights to go through. This message from Benjamin Elon from Tepa. He says he's written it in Evan. He says I should show it to Sicho to read for. What does he say?
Quick.
He's there.
Meji Easter fe jogbe. Okay, Meji Easter fe jogbe nyina wo efosicho fe. Yeah, so I wish you happy Easter. So Meji Easter fe jogbe nywe. Yeah, jogbe nywe means the goodwill, so the good things in Easter. Okay. So it's wishing me all the good things in Easter. Yeah.
Okay.
No, you be solid guy.
Yeah, be solid.
Money, right?
Oh yeah.
It's for day.
Okay. Benjamin, Akwe.
Akwe.
Yeah.
Akpe.
You read that thing in Ebe. The thing literally says, Meji Easter.
Meji.
You say what?
Meji Easter.
Meji Easter. Meji Easter. In Chi, Meji Easter.
I say Easter yedi.
Aha.
The thing, you see, I can't see it. Your hair is distracting me. The shape is distracting me.
Okay, guys, we are going to the Etihad. Okay, let's start from there. Benai, should we start from there? Man City, big game against Arsenal. And Arsenal went there and got a 0-0 draw, but we've got some moments to show you from the game. Take a look. All right, so 0-0 was the result. Obviously, this meant more to Arsenal than it did to Man City because that, like somebody pointed out in the messages, 4 points gained for Man City. But in all honesty, this season, against the top 6, Man City have only won 2 matches in 13 attempts?
Yeah.
And those two games...
That is if you add Manchester United to the top 6.
No. Let's say the traditional top 6.
Yeah.
So this season, in games against Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Spurs. Yeah. Man City have won 2 games.
Yeah. Both against Manchester United.
And the 2 games were against Man United.
Their rivals, yeah.
They got 2 draws against Chelsea. Liverpool, 1 draw.
2 draws.
2 draws against Liverpool. Spurs beat them in 1.
Yeah, they've had 1 draw with Spurs, 1 more to go.
1 more to go.
Yeah.
And then against Arsenal, they lost 1.
Lost 1 and drawn 1 against.
And drawn 1.
Yeah.
So it's not been good for them. But let's talk about this game in particular.
Yeah. Well, listen, brilliant way, the way you actually started the conversation, because one of the reasons why City have not done great in all these games against these big teams who have, of course, some qualities is that these teams have found a way to keep City to play through the middle. No, to stop City from playing through the middle and force them to go wide. When City have played through the middle, they can be very dangerous. I'm sorry that the game against Man United, when City won and they were comfortable, it was the job that Rodri and at times Rodri and John Stones were doing that caused problems to Man United, where they would stretch Man United's midfield. They would in turn go into some half spaces. And remember how United considered the last goals, really high up the pitch, who won the ball, and then Erling Haaland scored a goal. They actually used that midfield so well. But against better teams like Spurs, like Arsenal, what these teams have done is to force City to go wide. Unfortunately for Pep Guardiola, though, unlike previous seasons where his wingers or wide players were devastating, more clinical with passes or at times goal scoring, it hasn't been the case this season. So teams have been comfortable to block the midfield and get City to play out wide. And when they had to go wide, they've gone with either Vardio or Ake, Akanji or Stones or Walker. If Walker plays, it's a plus.
Yeah.
But in this game, he wasn't there. So when he has to go with Akanji and he has to go with Vardio or Ake, there's a problem because they can't take people on 1v1. They are not necessarily the best crosses of the ball in those half spaces as well. And they are not typical fullbacks. So they lack any inventiveness in the wide area from those fullbacks. Also, apart from the fullbacks, if you had a Riyad Mahrez or you had a Greenish of last season, or Raheem Sterling when he was at his peak, and Leroy Sané, and they were playing as proper wingers, apart from the coaching from Pep, their natural abilities to allow the team to create scenarios where they could find these moments. Jack Grealish hasn't been on form this season, and when you threw him on, he couldn't necessarily do the job that other wingers would do. And Jeremy Doku can beat players, but the final flourish is not there.
Besides, he struggles in the big games.
Yes,
like
he has.
2 matches against Chelsea.
Yes, he has. But what Arsenal did great for me is what I've said. Arsenal knew that if they can give City no room in the middle of the park and force City to go wide, they will be comfortable.
They could stop them.
And what Arteta did was great coaching because having sat deeper than they normally do sit, they actually created the better scenarios in the game at Etihad to have gone on and win the game. And for me, when you want to win the league, you can be happy that you've taken 4 points from City. But when you isolate this game and put it in context, I'm sure Arteta last night didn't have a good sleep. He would have been scratching the part of his head knowing that had things just clicked, had players made better decisions, had attacking bites been better, they could have walked away with 3 points from the Etihad. They had better scenarios to create better chances to punish City. But they just lacked the attacking verve. Yeah. And for both teams, they didn't show enough in attacking end.
Daniel, I was going to say that, I mean, obviously someone sent a message that you predicted that Arsenal were going to go to City and beat them. It didn't happen. But still, that is a very impressive result. Because when you put the result in context, and you look at how long Arsenal had gone without even getting a point there, this was a remarkable point for them.
Yeah, remarkable. I said at the start of the season that it wasn't like Arsenal couldn't beat Manchester City in terms of tactical play, player for player. It was a mentality block, and they needed to get over that. So that Community Shield win over City opened the door for them. They beat City at the Etihad with a clean sheet, and then another clean sheet. So this is 2 league games against Man City, and this hasn't happened to Pep ever. Yeah. He's not faced a team over 2 legs. And
it's actually the first game City hasn't scored at home with a very long
time. Yeah. So that's credit to Arsenal and the growth that they've made over the past couple of years. But for me, I predicted Arsenal will win because I didn't see how City were going to break this Arsenal team down. The defensive structure, and I'm not talking about the back four, the defensive structure of the entire team is so impressive for a team that plays fluid attacking football. It's very rare to see a team that is very forthcoming, a team that loves to go forward, be very difficult to beat, even in terms of transitions. Arsenal they are almost the perfect tactical team, perfect tactical team. And that is why I really didn't see how Manchester City, especially with the current form of their players, will be able to break Arsenal down. What I saw was Arsenal will create some certain scenarios, very similar to what we saw in the first leg, and they will have the cutting edge to be able to get the goals. Unfortunately for Arsenal, they lacked it. And if you watch the game, and Citro has rightly put it, in terms of creating scenarios that could easily have led to goals, Arsenal created those. Manchester City had possession, and they like what I like to call noisy possession. They were just passing the ball around. They really didn't threaten Arsenal at all. And that's what hurts. And I sort of side with Citro, that Arteta will look at this game and feel like, in as much as before the game, most people would have, because of Manchester City's pedigree, most people would have expected City to go on and win the game. His side showed that they could easily have walked away with the Etihad with the 3 points. But I don't think
he'll be slightly disappointed. They were not bolder.
He'll be slightly disappointed. It's not even about boldness. It's about having the cutting edge. Yeah. Because if you remember, when we spoke about this game 3 weeks ago, I made a statement. I said, if Martinelli plays, it will be a done deal.
Yeah, I was just going to say that they didn't miss Martinelli, though.
Yeah. If Martinelli had played that game, and we saw how Manchester City successfully caged Saka on the right-hand side. What I didn't see was them handling
Jesus?
no, Martinelli, especially if Kyle Walker was injured. So when it was confirmed that Kyle Walker wouldn't play this game, my prayer was Martinelli would be fit, because for me that would have been a done deal. That would have been a channel for Arsenal to be able to punish them. And you saw, once Trossard came on and he sort of stretched, Gabriel Jesus was playing a bit narrow, and that was sort of playing into Manchester City's hands.
Give Doku a taste of his own medicine.
But look, when Trossard came on, you saw how he was able to stretch it. But Trossard he's more of a ball holder.
Yeah.
Martinelli is a bit more direct, and I felt that's what Arsenal needed.
So that's what they needed.
That's what they needed.
Especially with the way Arsenal sat off a little bit, and City had to push up. The spacing behind that City team
It was tailor-made for quick wingers.
It was perfect.
Fair enough. One team that would have benefited the most from this result, certainly, would be Liverpool. And they had played in the earlier kickoff game on Sunday before this particular game. And they showed a lot of grit and a lot of character to come from behind to beat Brighton. Take a look. Sure, to send Liverpool top of the table. And this is what the table looks like now after 29 matches, 9 more games to go. 67, 65, 64. Okay, 3 points separates first from third. Just one game is what is needed. And so it's definitely the running. So who has the advantage? I'll ask Sicho and Daniel. Who do you think has the slight advantage? But before that, let me show you the 9 games remaining for each of these 3 teams. Okay? Let's look at the ones who are top of the table. Liverpool, they've got to play Sheffield United at home, Man United away, Crystal Palace home, Fulham away, Everton away, West Ham away, Spurs home, Aston Villa away, and Wolves at home. The most difficult games in this fixture are definitely Aston Villa, last but one. Maybe Man United for sure. Liverpool have had a bit of a problem with Crystal Palace too. They have a bit of history.
They'll play Spurs.
They play Spurs.
Yeah.
At home though.
Maybe
so
West Ham in London, but
there's that.
I don't know.
You know. Now, what about Arsenal? They have to play Luton. They have to play Brighton away. Aston Villa at home. Villa are a tricky opponent. Wolves away. Chelsea at home. They'll beat Chelsea, master. Spurs away. Okay? That's a trickier one. But Arsenal's record against Spurs is fantastic. But this is a new Spurs. You never really know. So that's tricky. Bournemouth at home. Now, Man United away is another tricky one. United may be poor, but when they play against Arsenal, it's a completely different ball game altogether. So that's, for sure, is another tricky game. Everything are poor. Arsenal beat them on the last day. But also, it's the last day. You never know.
Everton need just 1 point.
That's the thing. So as for a last game, it doesn't matter where the team is, it's always tricky. Now, what about Man City? Aston Villa at home. That's not a foregone conclusion at all. In fact, anyone that plays Villa is not a foregone conclusion. Crystal Palace away. Now, Man City do not like playing Crystal Palace at all.
Yeah.
Luton Town at home, okay. Brighton away, okay. Forest away, okay. Wolves at home, okay. Fulham away, okay. Fulham are a really good team this season. Yeah. So, you have to be careful. Exactly. Now, West Ham at home. Now, Spurs away on the last day.
No, the Spurs game is...
Oh, Spurs is outstanding.
Yeah, it's
because all 3 of them have outstanding matches, yes. Yeah. So the outstanding game is Spurs. They'll play that before. So West Ham will be their last game of the season. Mm-hmm. So, guys, having looked at these fixtures, look at the league standard, look at their current form, with 9 matches to go, obviously in football terms, it's still a long way, but what's your mind telling you? Daniel, I'll begin with you.
What I know for sure is Manchester City will not win the league.
That you know for sure.
That I know for
It will be between these 2.
Yeah, they are dropping points in 2 games.
Okay.
Guaranteed. I've spoken to Jordan Ayew. That game at Selhurst Park is drop points.
So they'll drop points at Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace.
And the Spurs game away. Manchester City's record at Tottenham Hotspur is
not good.
At the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they've never won there before.
I think they've not scored a goal there before. I think
they've not even scored.
Yeah, it's
they've
terrible.
Not even scored.
It's terrible. And
wow.
You see, you need to look at it in context. Now, that Tottenham Hotspur game would have been played on the weekend of the FA Cup semi-final.
yeah.
But because Man City are in the FA Cup semi-final, they have an extra game to play.
Yes.
It means they'll probably sneak that game midweek. What it means is that Spurs are also chasing top 4.
Sure.
That's a home game for Tottenham Hotspur that we'll be looking at, hopefully racking up some 3 points. Now, look at Tottenham Hotspur. In a space of 2 or 3 weeks, they could easily be playing both Liverpool, Arsenal.
I told you decided.
Exactly.
Makers.
Now, 2 of those games are at home. North London derby really doesn't follow form. So that's one that they will probably put asterisks down. Going to Anfield is very difficult. The one on paper where they actually have a genuine chance of winning, especially when you add history, is Manchester City. And that's why I think that they'll be targeting that one and feeling like they can win. I'm not saying they will not beat Manchester City, but in terms of drop points, that looks very likely to happen. For Liverpool, look, ideally, I would have said that game away at Man United would have been the one, but I don't see Liverpool play Man United 3 times this season and not winning one. So I genuinely feel like they will go to Old Trafford and
I
win.
think they're probably going to drop points there
But
against United.
Yeah.
They will drop points.
But that
think
game
those points, yeah.
away at West Ham would be a very tricky one. That Liverpool game away at West Ham and away at Fulham. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is, look at how Liverpool are playing this season. Titles are won by very good defenses. Liverpool almost always have to score more than 1 goal to win a game.
Don't they have the best defense in the league then? They conceded the fewest number of goals.
Arsenal have the
Yeah,
best
but when you look at the spread of the goals,
Yeah.
They don't concede too many goals in a game, but they are conceding one in spreading in the yeah.
They do concede a lot of chances.
Yeah.
So for you, Man City out.
I know Man City
It
will
comes down
yeah.
to Liverpool, Arsenal.
Yeah.
And obviously your
Look.
heart has been with Arsenal.
No, look, even the games on paper that look difficult, you look at, as in the traditional ones, you look at Chelsea, you look at Spurs, you look at Man United. Chelsea at home, Etihad, the Emirates, it's a done deal. Arsenal is winning that one. Away at Old Trafford on the last but one day looks very tricky. I think that's the one that I'm not too concerned about the Tottenham Hotspur game, but it's the away at Old Trafford. Now, that also depends if Man United have something to play for by then.
If you don't.
No, if they have something to play for, Arsenal will win. If they don't have anything to play for, it will be very difficult. Now, why am I saying that? If Man United have something to play for, they will have to attack Arsenal. It means, and that's the only way that Arsenal can beat Man United. If United decide to open up, that's the only way anybody can beat them. But when United play like what they did against Liverpool, like what they did in portions against Manchester City, sit back, that could worry Arsenal a bit. Or in fact, what they did at the Emirates, that could worry Arsenal. But if last but one, Man United still have the top 4 to look forward to, they have to win that game. That will mean that United
have to go for it.
They will have to go
And
for
that's
it.
a
And I
tough
think
Arsenal.
that will favor Arsenal.
I mean, there are some games in here that are tricky. Listen, I think Brighton is a very difficult team for any top side.
Okay.
If Brighton plays against bottom half, I don't trust them. We saw them against Liverpool this weekend at Anfield. That is Anfield. Liverpool even had to Brighton were great. Away at Brighton, when Arsenal go there, that is a tough one. Away at Brighton, when City go there, that is a tough one. But those games for me are tricky for these two sides because we saw how even Liverpool at Anfield needed to dig deep to win that fixture. Now, the Spurs game is always going to be tricky for Liverpool and for City because they are playing against them. And it is that, I know Arsenal have come of age and they've got character, but it is that game away at Old Trafford that, again, could be crucial. Now, one key factor we need to pay attention to is Arsenal might be in the semi-final. Bayern Munich are not great. Bayern Munich can turn up and play some fabulous football. We know that.
In the Champions League.
In the Champions League. Now, how Arsenal are going to be mitigating the game between Fulham, Champions League, West Ham, Bournemouth, Man United, Spurs, and maybe Chelsea around that time where there are Champions League clashes. You need to go away to Germany. You need to play a difficult game at the Emirates. That is crucial. Do they have enough in the city?
And that's a good point because
Yes. And Liverpool
if
themselves.
Arsenal do make the Champions League final, suddenly their priorities will begin to shift.
Yeah, you want to win both anyway. So
Yeah, but-
the manager now has to, and that is the manager now has to decide what to prioritize.
That's the difference this season.
They've got
There are
enough around.
options.
They've got enough to work with.
It's not partaker.
Fabio Vieira is coming from injury. Martinelli is going to be fit. Now, but the point is, Liverpool as well are in Europe. And if Liverpool go further and they are into the Europa League semi-final,
It's more difficult.
that is something else. And there's also Man City. if they get past Real Madrid. So the dynamics wouldn't only be on the Premier League fixtures, but it will be, and City have also got the FA Cup to worry about.
That's against Chelsea in the semi.
So there is plenty hanging around other factors aside what we will see, and that is where show of character, the quality of the squad, the strength you've got in your squad will tell. Plenty hanging on this season.
Fair enough. What about you, watching us at home? Having looked at those fixtures, who do you think is going to win the Premier League title? I'm going to read some messages shortly, but let's take you to Chelsea. They played against Burnley, who had a man sent off, and their manager sent off. Then Chelsea took the lead, somehow still managed to squander it and got a draw. Chelsea, shout. Hey, team ish. Let me some guy. It's too much. Chelsea. Oh. They are made Man United. They also played against Brentford. Brentford, oh my God. They should have won the game by like 1 billion to 0. They waited for United. They squandered the chances hard, and United scored late. And it looks like they were going to get the win. But somehow, Brentford found the equalizer. So the action. Welcome back. Okay, so that's that. So listen, two very dubious penalty decisions ruined Mohamed Kudus's work. Okay, he scored a brilliant goal, set up another. By the way, that goal made him West Ham's all-time top Ghanaian goal scorer with 14. It's a stat that I find very...
Ahead of who?
Ahead of Andrea. It's like,
Ahead of Capito.
But how long was Capito even there? How many other previous Ghanaians have played there?
I mean,
John Peso,
Capito, right back,
and Mohamed Kudus. So it's
and Capito was unlucky when he went there. Was in great form, but he injured. And it was the start of his.
They bought him for
Billich.
They bought him for big money.
24 million.
Yeah, massive. It was massive signing for.
Well, he was West Ham's record signing.
Yeah,
at the time.
Yeah,
just like
Capito don't be small boy like that, but say he stay some way.
All right, so that's that. There's really not a lot to say about those two teams, and I'm talking about Chelsea and Man United. We will take a short break. When we come back, I've got more of your messages, plus all the drama from the Bundesliga. That is all still to come here. And we'll show you the two goals that Alfred Duncan and Ibrahim Suleiman also scored in the Serie A. Don't go anywhere to stay with us. We'll be right back. So that's Ibrahim Suleiman. He's only 20 years of age, so it's really good to see the Ghanaian players doing wonderful. Good to see that kid back. There had been calls for him to be included in the national team because we somehow thought that our central midfielders...
The two guys who scored could easily have been our central midfield.
Oh, Wakasemo!
Easily. Duncan and Suleiman.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah. But anyway, Ibrahim Suleiman is...
We have talent. So.
Yeah, he's only 20, so he's still got a lot of time ahead of him. Inter Milan also won earlier today, but Inter Milan literally are runaway leaders in Serie A. They have a 14-point lead at the top of the Serie A, so it's not even a competition. Where else it's not a competition is in the Bundesliga, where Bayern Munich somehow this season have managed to collapse in ways that nobody ever imagined. And Leverkusen are doing wonderful things. First of all, Bayern Munich against Borussia Dortmund at the Allianz Arena. Since 2014, Dortmund have not even beaten Bayern Munich. They've gone there and they've absolutely hammered them, humbled them, only for Leverkusen to even make matters worse in the way they won. First of all, let's take a look at the highlights in that Bayern Munich versus Dortmund game. Wow. Listen, Leverkusen, 39 matches now, still unbeaten in all competitions this season. They're in the Europa League, where Liverpool are as well. So I don't know if they can go the whole season unbeaten. Then in that case, they have to beat Liverpool, because Liverpool are the overwhelming favourites in the Confed Cup as things stand. But now they have a 13-point lead at the top of the Bundesliga. What is almost guaranteed now? Let's show them the table, the Bundesliga table, just so that people can see what I'm talking about. Because guaranteed now, Leverkusen will play in the Champions League next season.
Of course.
So they've already sealed Champions League play. Look at that. 73-60. 27 games. The Bundesliga is 34 matches.
7 more games.
Just 7 more games remaining. And they have a 13-point lead at the top. So they will play. They've already sealed Champions League football. And they could finish the season unbeaten.
Yeah.
This is remarkable. It's unbelievable what they're doing. This is stupendous. This is madness. Anyway, congratulations to them because they've already done wonderful
Surely they will
work.
win it, yeah.
Before I read the rest of your message, I want to show you another Ghanaian scored in France. Lyon against Reims.
Yeah.
And it's Niama scored a brilliant header. Benai, if you can just roll that or show that for you. Brilliant header. It was a game that ended 1-1. I believe.
Yeah, it was an important
So
goal
he
for
scored,
Lyon, yeah.
he scored the equalizer as well. So Ghanaian players in really good form as far as the European leagues are concerned. Okay? Daniel, what are you doing?
No, I'm saying that. Did you guys hear?
Benai, is the highlights missing or what?
It will come when it's
It
ready,
will come,
but
it will
that
come.
was...
Did you guys hear Thomas Tuchel's post-match presser?
Uh-huh.
He literally said congratulations.
Yeah, he did. He did.
You
He did.
see, that's a manager who tells the truth. He doesn't lie to his fans. He knows he has underperformed
Why,
this season.
there are managers who are lying to fans?
Oh, yes. There's Eric Ten Hag.
How is he lying to the
No,
fans?
he's a serious gaslighter. And Man
He said when Man City played against Brentford, they
United
were also
fans
lucky.
need to guard their hearts against people like that. The whole season, his post-match press conferences, he refuses to believe that there's a problem. How can the last team in the Premier League, the bottom team in the Premier League, have conceded less shots than Man United, less chances than Man United? This is Manchester United. In fact, what he means is that the Onana we say is not good. It's part of the reason Man United is not in the bottom.
That is true. He saved them a lot.
Onana has
in the
rediscovered some
Premier
good
League.
form.
Look, it's that terrible. It's too easy to face Man United. Like, it's too easy to create chances against
Then
Manchester
calm
United.
down, calm down.
And no,
Can I read some
no,
messages?
you can read the messages, but he just needs to tell the truth. He should
Okay.
stop lying. It's gaslighting. That's what people do to their wives and their girlfriends. And the wives, it's true. And the wives and girlfriends start doubting themselves. That's what he's doing. Because, you see, it's on purpose. And he's causing fights within Man United fan base. That's exactly what toxic men do to their wives and their girlfriends.
Calm
And
down.
he needs to stop.
Toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity is like that. He needs to stop.
No, he's better.
I promise I'll read some messages before we go. So I will do that. Assalamu alaikum, friend. Wa alaikum salam. Please tell Karim that I'm crashing on him. Keep it up. Aisha Mohammed from Accra.
Karim's ball there.
Aisha. Okay. This one says, good evening. At the beginning of the season, I disagreed that Man City were winning the league ahead of Arsenal, but I was crucified. I hope now they will think twice. The only threat to Arsenal in the EPL is Liverpool, and Arsenal can only lose the league title because of unfavorable fixture pile-up. Thanks to you guys for your good analysis. That's Tahiru Nuhu from Pokwase. This one says, good work, Fent. By the way, I want the blue team in London to remember that even at our lowest, they can never beat us. Let's go, United. Delwyn from Zebila sent that message. They play against each other on Thursday. This message says, you people are doing great work. Keep it up. Dreams FC all the way. Pascal Festus from New Edibiase. And I've got this message coming to us all the way from Nigeria. It says, I'm Amos Dixon from Nigeria, watching you guys live. It's one of the programs I watch a lot because you guys talk more of your players. Keep it up. Also, you don't speak much of your local dialect, with due respect. Not that I mean it's bad, though, but those across the border, they don't really understand it. Congratulations to Dreams FC, he says. Well, the program is broadcast in English, so we don't really have a choice, or else we get fired. Anyway, thanks a lot, Daniel. Thank you, Sicho. The show proudly brought to you by Hunters, Johnny Walker, as well as Syntex Tank. My name is Fentio, Tahiru Fentio. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back again next Monday. Until then, do take care of yourself, and bye-bye.